Hi, this is Maribel from roadtopmcert.com, where I guide you and help you in getting prepared and passing the PMP certification exam. Today's video is going to talk about the PMP exam questions. I'm going to give you a high-level idea of what is covered and assist you in determining what you should be focusing on to spend your time studying for. So you are probably watching this because you have either decided to or you're thinking about taking the PMP. If you look at my channel, you will see other videos that will go over such topics as whether the PMP is beneficial for you. I talk about the benefits, what to expect, what it takes to prepare. But back to today's topic of the questions. As you know, there are 5 domains of project management according to PMI and the PMBOK. And those 5 are initiating, planning, the executing domain, monitor and control, and the closing domain. So the exam is divided into these 5 domains. And PMI does publish the percentage of questions that focus on each of the separate domains. There are, talk about how many questions, there are 200 questions on the exam, and they allow you 4 hours to take the exam. Out of these 200, 25 are seated questions that they use to determine, what they should leave in or take out. So these 25 questions don't count. Either way, you're going to want to try to answer all 200 questions correctly. So the 5 domains, again, I gave you, and let me give you a number of the percentage. For the first one, the initiating domain, I got a little cheat sheet. There is 13% of the 200 questions covers this area. For planning is 24%. For executing, it is 31%. And this makes sense because the majority of your project will be spent during the executing phase where the work is actually getting done. The next one that follows also makes sense is monitor and controlling at 25%. Because after executing, and during executing, they occur at the same time. You're monitoring and controlling what's occurring on the project, and you sometimes have to go back. Sometimes you have to go back to planning and make some changes and go and execute again. So let me say that again. Executing is the largest percentage at 31. Monitor and control, 25% of the questions. And finally, closing is the lowest one, 7% of the questions. Now, one more thing to cover when you look at these and decide where you're going to spend the time is each domain, as you know, has different tasks that are performed. And then within those tasks, you need to understand what are the inputs, what are the outputs, what happens in between, how is it processed through tools and techniques. So let me give you an example for, let's say, executing. You have direct and manage the project work. You manage your project knowledge. You manage communication. There's a lot of managing. You manage the quality. You develop your team. You manage the team. These are examples of all the different processes within the domain. All right, so let me recap. There's 200 questions. And you are not graded, but you are assessed based on the 5 domains, which are initiating, planning, executing, monitor and control, and closing. And within those, there's a percentage. Initiating is 13%, planning is 24%, executing 31%, monitor and control, 25% of the questions are in this domain, and for closing, 7% of the questions. So I want you to look at learning as a layered process. You start at a high level. These are the domains of project management. You need to learn what are the processes in each domain, know them, know what task make up the process, are required to execute that process? What are the tools and techniques? And I'll talk about these in another video. And then what is the output of each one? What is the output of managing communications? There are certain reports you need to be familiar with. What is the output of managing a team, or what is the input? What are the tools and techniques that you need to manage a team? So I know it's a lot, but don't be overwhelmed. If you like this video or have any questions, please, you can subscribe to the channel, leave me any comments or questions. You can also come to my site and subscribe. I put out periodically downloads and cheat sheets and things that will help you in preparing. I also have some tutorials that I would love to share with you. So let me know if you have any questions, and thank you for watching.